we were talking about my shirt, Liberty Curious, and it strikes me that what you guys are doing and what we're trying to do is similar in this sense that, you know, as much as I would love for everybody to read the libertarian books that I read when I was a kid and to suddenly become this card-carrying Ludwig von Mises quoting libertarian, that's not how normal people consume information. It's not even how they sort of process the world. So our goal was always to reach what we call the Liberty Curious, and you know they wouldn't know the word libertarian and they wouldn't know any of the scholars that I was into.
Right.
But if you could reach them with an emotionally compelling story or common sense values like, you know, don't hurt people and don't take their stuff.
Right.
You can really turn on a new generation. And the audience for that is exponentially larger than it was when we were all preaching to our own choir in that echo chamber. And I've always viewed Angel Studios as sort of the cutting edge of trying to grow the audience for people that might get turned on to liberty if they had it in an accessible way.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, for certain, what we've been trying to do with the show is attack the principles based on the principles, right? Kind of take it or leave it, and we don't do it in terms of partisan politics or any of those things. And I mean, Connor Boyack, the author of the original book series, has kind of always had that approach as well. The Tuttle Twins has always kind of had that approach with the books as well, where if you kind of lay out the arguments logically, a lot of people are going to agree with them. And in my experience, that is the case. People that are liberty curious, I think, often identify as center or moderate, where they're like, I disagree with this on the left, and I disagree with this on the right. And they don't really know exactly where they stand.
They hate partisan politics and tribalism,
Yeah, which we all do, hopefully. Yeah. But when they actually watch Tuttle Twins, when they watch an episode all the way through, they end up agreeing with like over 80% of what we're saying. And we see it in the clips that go viral on our Instagram and our YouTube and on Twitter. The same kind of thing, where in the comments they'll be like, oh, this makes so much sense. Why aren't other people talking like this? And then we see a follow-up comment where they'll be like, oh, I just did a deep dive into this, and this is some right-leaning show. I'm like, we've never said we're that at all. We're just discussing the principles of freedom broadly, but then, like you said, they make up their mind before they even try to think critically about it, right?
We did this kind of bait and switch with the first documentary we ever made was with Thomas Massey. It was called Off the Grid with Thomas Massey.
Yeah.
And Thomas Massey, of course, was elected by the Tea Party in 2012, and he's very much a liberty Republican, currently the bane of President Trump's existence because he's actually suggesting that we probably shouldn't spend ourselves into oblivion. But this film was not designed to tell a story about a congressman or a Republican. It was designed to platform the values that lead to a good, independent life.
Yes.
That is good steward of the land, self-sufficient, healthy living, Maha before Maha was a thing.
Right.
And eventually they figure out who he is because he starts talking about his congressional pin, which he calls his precious. And at that point, they're confused. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I had to be a radical leftist to love the environment, but this guy's, I'm confused now.
Yeah.
So it's provocative, but at that point, they've heard the story, they've heard the message, they've grown to like the character, and you at least have a chance for them not to shut off their hearts and minds because, they're on that team.
That's right. Uh-huh. And I think Angel has given us a really good platform where we don't have to be on that team, whatever that team is, right? That it can be a place where a whole lot of people are watching Tuttle Twins. And yes, obviously our audience first and foremost would probably identify as conservative or libertarian or something of that nature, or Republican. But at the end of the day, the principles of freedom, I like what Ron Paul used to say, freedom's popular. And when you actually talk to people about these issues in a logical manner and remove all the labels from it, we end up arriving at a lot of the same conclusions, right? We're all mad at the cronyism. We're all mad at the fact that like big government and big corporations are in bed together and are ruining all these things for us. Like, it's just, we might disagree a little bit on what are the practical solutions for that.
Thank you for watching Kibbe on Liberty. You can watch new episodes every Wednesday anywhere that you consume podcasts, on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify, whatever. Watch, click, like, check it out.